My beautiful people, welcome back. Change of scenery today, change of topic. The other week I was thinking about how I can help the good folks here on YouTube succeed in life beyond markets. So in today's video, I'm going to share 4 things that I wish I knew in my 20s to help you achieve more opportunities, more happiness, and more freedom. And I've got my notes here with me. Look, this is a different topic from what I usually talk about, but I think this has longer term value that stands the test of time, and I wanted to share this now, given the economic conditions that we're in. And if you've been a long-time follower of my work, thank you for your support. Really appreciate you. And if you're new, please subscribe, turn on the bell. In my videos, I want to do my best to provide you solutions going forward. So let's get into it. I want to give you some background in case you don't know too much about me. I'll keep it at a high level. I went to a good university here in Boston. I've worked as a buy-side investment strategist. I also have been an entrepreneur and business owner along the way. And due to a lot of hard work and some luck, I think I have secured a level of financial security that makes me quite happy for my age group. But this hasn't come without a cost. And for those of you guys who wish to become millionaires in your 30s, I'm going to share with you what I know now and what I wish I knew. The advice that I'm going to share is based on my experiences, so feel free to leave your comments below and your thoughts. The first thing that I want to share with you is that the sacrifices required to achieve financial freedom in life are front-loaded in your 20s. That's my opinion. What I mean by this is that most people have fewer obligations in their 20s, and with that comes a window, a short window of several years to aggressively save more money and save for the future. Your 20s are a time to build your foundation for your skills and find your purpose. Perhaps that's the most important thing. Building valuable skills on average takes about 2 to 3 years. And during this time, you have to stay incredibly focused on the mission. That is, to stand out, you really do need to do something different from the crowd. In order to develop this unique factor about yourself, you will have to put in serious work and grind for years. And it is my opinion that the skills that you develop in the first few years in your 20s are going to determine how scalable your income will be in your late 20s, 30s, and beyond. So let me know your thoughts on this below, but I think it takes at least 2 to 3 years to build a valuable skill before you can truly reap the benefits of it later. So what's that formula that we need to know? It's learn, earn, and then return. And they all happen in stages, and they all take time. Number 2, we live in cycles, and our growth, career-wise, personal-wise, will all happen in cycles. Now, most people in their 20s will generally have a smooth time in their careers. This is because the friction from the first job to the second or the third, or a first and second promotion, the friction, it's not that high. But what most people will notice over time is that our career and our personal growth happens in cycles. There will be periods that are upswings, some periods are consolidation, and others might be slight adjustments on the path higher. When the macroeconomy isn't so healthy, the period of consolidation can be longer, and the downturn cycle in our growth can be longer than ideal. For example, we know that a lot of people are getting laid off. I read stories about mass layoffs happening almost on a weekly basis in many different industries, most notably tech. The tech industry is undergoing one of the largest structural changes that we've seen in years. But usually, the best test of character comes during these challenging years. In other words, these challenging times can really bring the best out in us and actually force us to learn new skills to take us to the next level. I want to give you an example, a personal example. Between 2015 and 2021, I was personally known as the king of SAT coaching here in Boston from a group format standpoint. I had built one of the largest group coaching programs for SATs in Boston. And from a cyclical standpoint, my program was at the very top of the upswing, at the peak of the test preparation market. And then, as you may have heard, COVID came and that changed my industry forever. SATs became optional, and from 2020 to 2022, College Board saw the number of people taking the SATs go from 2.2 million to 1.6 million. In fact, the test preparation industry was impacted so severely that the ACT organization had to do numerous layoffs of its staff, while the rest of the economy in different sectors were actually growing and booming. Now, additionally, the tests became optional for college admissions, and teens were spending more time than ever on TikTok. So it's been a larger macro trend over the last couple of years where we've seen SAT scores, averages, and medians actually come down since the pandemic. So what my company does today is that we've done a large pivot. We have many private coaches working with students individually online now because what worked during the COVID era and before, which was large groups and large online groups, that doesn't work as well today with teens. So this is a good example of growth happening in cycles, and that upswings will always be followed by downswings. It's inevitable, and every transition in between is a massive opportunity to learn a new set of skills for the future. And along the way to getting rich, we just have to accept that the path is not going to be smooth, and there are going to be many setbacks along the way. That's just a part of it. Sometimes it might feel as far as 2 steps forward and 4 steps back, but I'm urging you, when things get tough, to not give up, because when things are at their most challenging moments, that could be the bottom of the situation. Just like in markets, that also plays out in life as well. Number 3, passion is incredibly important for anybody who wants to stand out. When I think back to the people I knew in college, I think the most successful ones today are the people who are the most passionate about their work. In fact, I don't think I know a single person who loved their work and ended up doing poorly in that industry. Because when you love what you do, you end up spending more time on your craft, and that builds up your expertise in a way that others look up to. You also attract positive energy because enthusiasm is a big part of what builds communities and networks. So there's plenty of really smart people out there, but I don't think there are that many passionate people out there. And I think that people who have both, people who are capable and have passion, they end up having the best prospects, and they end up taking advantage of the down cycles so that when the up cycle comes, they maximize their opportunities. Now, a nice social bonus that I think passionate people have is that it's an attractive characteristic socially. You can start more conversations, hold more conversations, and this inadvertently helps you grow your network and increases the good luck factor in your journey. There's this saying that the harder you work, the luckier you get. I'm going to modify and say that in front of the right people, if you're perceived as hardworking and passionate, you increase the chances that good luck plays out in your career. Same thing here on YouTube. I love sharing my research, my observations, and what I believe will best help you. And in the process, I've met thousands of great people online. I've had the opportunity to help thousands of people grow their wealth in markets, in up cycles, in down cycles. Now, I know I'm just a mid-sized creator, but I sincerely believe that my work is impactful to the people who I serve. So good days, bad days, or anything in between, my passion for this long-term game to help you grow wealth in markets, it stays consistent. Number 4, perhaps this is the most important one. Getting rich is not the same as staying rich. One of the things that a lot of people are focused on is getting rich. But I'd argue that the long-term challenge is staying rich. Because getting rich is exciting, and there's a tried and true formula to it. A lot of people can do it. You can do it. Everybody can do it. Spend less than you earn, invest the rest, which is what my channel focuses on here. Maybe you have stock-based compensation at your company. The company does well. Maybe you own a business. Maybe you were successful with a concentrated bet. The problem is that once we become wealthy, like say you have over $1 million in net worth, some people may start to shift their thinking more aggressively because we have this sense of confidence that we are invincible. After all, the thinking goes that we have a lot of capital now, so we can afford to not only take a lot of investment risks, but also personal risks as well. Like, how do I double or triple my money in a short period of time? 1 million isn't enough. I want 2. I want 5. How do I get the most beautiful woman, regardless of their character? How do I keep up with the hedonic treadmill as much as possible? Supercars, nice luxury watches, designer clothing. You think that this kind of thinking doesn't happen to wealthy folks, but in fact it happens to them every single day. And we have to ask, are these the best questions to ask? I think that the people who earn their money in a steady way have the best chance at keeping it. The people who earned big money easily without effort are the most likely to lose it equally as quickly. This is because there's this element of short-term thinking and greed And when you combine them at the wrong time, it could be a recipe for disaster. And this is what I've seen over the last several years with quite a significant sample size among my network. People who made their wealth through rising up as an employee or starting a business tended to keep their wealth more than those who made their money during the crypto, NFT, QE boom. And as we enter the next cycle of the economy, which I believe will be rather dangerous, there will be a fresh set of winners and people who may be set back, all due to mindset. So if you're winning and you're winning big and have had it relatively easy, understand that all things are a cycle. No one is immune from cycles, and we must always prepare for the next one. So in summary, the best way to get ahead in your 20s is to set aside 2 to 3 years of your life building a seriously valuable skill. Another 2 to 3 years connecting your skills to the marketplace by rapidly getting promoted or starting a business. And then 1 to 2 years of scaling yourself as much as you can. And during these 10 years in your 20s, you will be challenged, you will be tested, and you may want to give up. But if you spend your 20s correctly, you'll have much more flexibility in your 30s to do what you want and live the life that you've always wanted. That's what I did in my 20s. So now that I'm in my 30s, I have a bit more flexibility to choose what I like to do, which is serving the community here on YouTube and beyond. This video was designed for younger people, but if you're older and have comments to share, please leave them down below. Thank you for your support as always. If you're a valued member of mine inside my investment community, I truly appreciate you. I hope this helps you. Please share my video with friends and family. More resources for investors and traders in my Substack publications in the description below. And with that said, guys, I'll see you next time.